Hi everybody, it's Diane with Tattered Edges Design, and today I am adjusting, if you will, journal pages because it just dawned on me when I make a junk journal, I generally use, some blank paper as much as I think I can, and then put in a few text pages, to be honest, just to get rid of them and to add a little interest. But I have a lot of text pages because I don't use them so much. So, the big idea was to use some of those up. So I've got four smallish journals going here, pretty small, that are just text paper. And, I don't know that there's much to show because essentially it's just covering. But I thought maybe someone might like to see like what I'm covering with or my thought process. And to be honest, of course, I was dumb enough to do four at once. To maybe see, give people an idea of maybe you don't really want to do this because it is a lot of extra paper you're using. If you want to use it up, that's a good thing, right? You use a lot of glue. Use a lot of time. But on the positive side, you're using text paper that maybe you wouldn't use before, and you also are bulking up paper that is, to me, definitely a good thing, because if you're writing or whatever, then it won't go through. So I kind of thought of doing it, like I said, showing, this one's done, for those reasons. And you're saying, well, I saw text in there. Yeah, I'm going to gesso over some too, and I haven't got to that step yet. So this does really kind of take a lot of time. Because normally I would just have my, signature, I'm ready to go, and, I do like the pockets, the fabric, and blah, 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 blah. No, now I'm doing all this before I do any of that. So, like I said, I thought maybe it would be, beneficial to someone if you're making a journal to think, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that, or well, it's okay, I don't mind. Or if you have a lot of paper to use up, and I got to trim some paper here. So anyway, being the first page here, I'm going to just put something kind of white on there, and this is also a good use. This is scrapbook paper, but it's the thin type, and it's single-sided. And I don't know that I would ever use this. I could, but it's been sitting for years. I admit it, years. It was a pad. I am slowly using it up, but I just thought, you know what? 5 1/4, 5 1/2. You can use backside. So there, and I'm not sure if this is going to be flat enough to do this here. I usually don't cut here. Oh yeah, it'll work okay. But yeah, so my first advice is don't make four at once because you just spend days gluing. Which, in one sense, that's okay because it's easy, it's, maybe a little relaxing there. You're not trying to come up with a big design or something. But it's kind of boring and kind of repetitive when you're making four. So that's my number one advice. Don't make four at once. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. I don't know. I think I thought because they're smallish, it wouldn't be a big deal. And I would kind of say that if you really have a big, journal with big pages, it's obviously going to take up a lot more paper and time and etc. And depending on your gluing method, this is my method, wet glue on the edges and glue stick in the middle. It does cause your paper, your page, I don't know if I can find one, and make sure you get it down really well, to curl a little bit. see. Well, there's, okay, here. You getting that? See how it's like bowing? Which, you know, you got the book closed for a while, whatever. It's fine. But just kind of be aware of that. And I don't know if on a bigger paper, if it would make any kind of a diff. Yeah. So, and if you want to strictly just cover the pages, I'm just covering, then it's a lot easier too. I am trying to be a little, clever here and there, like having flips and stuff like that. Like maybe I will just glue this down, but have this flip open. So that takes time. Are you inking edges? Yes, occasionally. That takes time. So, and depending how many pages you have, I only have 10 here. I mean, full sheets. So it is 40 front and back. But you start to run out of ideas, at least I do, of what to do. And it's easy too for me, I'm just speaking, of course. I almost start getting off track, like I've got to cover every little thing. And it's like, well, wait a minute, Diane, you're still adding fabric and whatnot, and I kind of forget that. I have to kind of remind myself of that. I don't have to cover every little millimeter because it might get covered with a fussy cut flower or something later. And if you're gonna gesso, and if you're gonna just gesso a page and walk away, or heat gun it dry or whatever, that's fine. But in my case, I'll take it out of the signature to gesso it and then let it set aside and grab another page. You better make sure you know what order your pages are going in. So I wrote that all down. So yeah. So once I'm done with this, like I said, I still have to go back. I was going to gesso, and that'll take time because I let it dry, naturally. I don't mean naturally. I mean naturally I let it dry naturally, just on its own. So that takes time too. So really, these journals are going to take me a lot longer than they normally would. Which, there's goods and bads to that too, because, if you just enjoy the process and you're not in any rush and, then who cares? But some of us people like to kind of, I like to just, I kind of want to get a project done and move on. And that being said, I do finish things. I don't, set things aside. And that my personality. I want to make things and move on. Make things and move on. So doing something that's making my process longer is not helping me to move on. But there. And I am, since I'm keeping these, I'm not taking the page out to let it dry. I'm putting wax paper and other things, contact paper backing. I'm putting things like that between so it doesn't stick. And I got a full garbage can here, and I got papers all over the place, and yeah, we're going to town here. Okay, it also can be a good use of things like, freebie notepads that come in the mail and stuff like that. And this is definitely not a freebie post-it notepad, but there's a lot on here, and they're so pretty. It's like, well, I can use them for this. I don't have to necessarily use them for just post-its. When it comes down to it, I don't think I've ever used it for a post-it. And there's a lot of trimming. And what else can I say about this? Am I in a big hurry to do it again? Not really. Oh no, my wax paper is blowing away. Yeah, it's really windy here today. I mean, really? You might be able to hear it. I've got one window open back here. And okay, if you make journals and sell them, or gift, I guess, what is your opinion on that? Do you feel it's kind of your responsibility to give, usable surfaces, writable surfaces? Or would you just, leave it like this and the new owner can do what I'm doing, covering it as they will. I suppose, yeah, I don't have a real answer for that. I guess it would depend on what a person wants to. Here's another little, I got this, might even been a freebie at a thrift store. What they want to do with it. I mean, do you want to write more or do you want to glue in stuff more? That would kind of dictate, I suppose. Me personally, when I make myself a journal, I try to have more blank pages because I do write in it, mainly, I guess. But I glue things in too. But yeah, if I want to write on a page and it's like this, I'll come get a note paper or something and glue it on it so I can write. So, I don't know. And I suppose, a true junk journal is supposed to be made out of junk. I mean, most of these are book pages, I guess, but I do have some junk, well, not really junk mail, but like catalog pages, I guess you could kind of call that junk mail. And a couple pieces of like packaging. And if you do this and cover pages and feel like making a video, I'd like to see what you do too. I'm sure there are great ways to cover text and stuff that I'm not thinking about. I admit it, I don't know everything. And yes, a lot of this video is watching me glue, but I said maybe some ideas. So now this is curling because of the glue in that, but it will lay down eventually, or lay flat. All right. I don't know. Yeah, and there's a lot of, well, what haven't I done yet kind of things. Well, that would fit on there. I did have up here a thinner pad and just regular notebook paper, which I guess is thinner. Now that I didn't care for because you could see right through it. Yeah, I put it away. I don't have any more. Oh wait, here's a piece. A little bit is fine. Like you can kind of see through that. Can you tell? I don't know if you could tell. You can kind of see through there. But the thinner pad I have and like this notebook paper that's not dyed or anything, you can really read through that, which I don't know. I guess it's a matter of opinion, but I kind of felt if I'm going to all the trouble to cover this, I don't want it that you can see through it that much. And okay, if you're going to make a video and show how you cover pages, could you also show how you adhere your pages? So I'm sure I'm the only ding dong that does it this way. I don't know what else people would use. If you strictly use a glue stick, I wouldn't trust that. If you use something heavier, if you will, or wetter, I guess maybe I should say, like Mod Podge or something like that. I don't know if that would be too warpy. I don't know. But then again, some people like that kind of stuff in a journal, making it all crinkly and warpy and... Okay, what about you? Maybe just something in the middle there. That obviously is a book page. See, if this was sort of my run-of-the-mill journal, I probably would just leave that. You know, it's a fun picture, let the new person do whatever. But that's not really what I'm doing here. I think here's a notepad. And this is just a pad, it's not sticky Post-its, I mean. Perfect. Okay. I have a lot of scrapbook paper I could use, but it's the same thing. If you've got a heavy pattern on it, well then you're right back to you can't write on it. So I'm trying to avoid a lot of that unless it's just on a border. Okay. Well, there could be a pocket page. I think that would be good. What do we want to use as the pocket, though? Got some scrapbook paper stuff here that's too small. Well, it could be a corner. Maybe I'll do that. Instead of a whole pocket, it's a corner tuck. Yeah, I can usually tell how my projects are going by how full the garbage can is. Yeah, that's fine. Except you need to corner the corner. And I think then I would just gesso out this text. Okay, I think I will sew that in, but I'm not gonna, pause or make you listen to it over, so I'll do that later. Here's a nice blank page. We like that. Well, haven't we really done yet? Yeah, she's thinking, well, okay, fine. And a nice thing about lined paper is you can just cut it with scissors very straight. Otherwise, I would tear it or use my cut trimmer behind me here. And for those of you that like Diane's weather reports, it is really pretty here. It's like low 70s, sunny, breezy. There's leaves blowing all over the place. But after today, it's supposed to be really chilly. So I'm trying to enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah, I think these are the little ones. But I think it's out. I went through one entire stick and about half of another one, and here we're starting this one if we get it open. Oh man, sometimes it's really hard. So if you use a glue stick, you really do go through it. Oh, yeah, let's put it on the white side, Diane. That's brainy. Because you don't need anything over there. Yeah, okay, for anyone who hasn't made videos, or somebody like me who hasn't made videos for a long time, it is kind of easy to forget, like, because you're trying to talk while you're working and it's easy to forget, like, what did I say already? Or, what was I going to do? I don't remember. Well, what else do we have of any interest around here? It's kind of pretty. This was scrapbook paper. I think, oh no, it was not. I was going to say it was off the same pad as those lilies, but no, it was different. We put in a few different things for interest, for confusion. Another, this is cardstock. Yeah, I didn't point that out, so that's what that is. Well, the color's pretty good. Alright, we need something to cover up this O. Just white. Fine. Fine. This is a lightweight scrapbook paper here. Yeah, these lightweight ones that have white on the back, you can't see the design through. I was a little concerned about that at first, but you don't, which is very nice. I've also used a few printer paper, like borders, if you printed something and cut it off or something. That works pretty well. Of course, I imagine it depends on your printer paper, but I mean the weight of it is what I meant. But yeah, this definitely is a good way to use up paper scraps if you have a lot. So if you don't, then you're using a lot of paper. And if you sell these, here's a question too. Now, I'm really bad at pricing. I admit it. I'm really bad. I am. Would your cost, your price reflect this? Would you, because you are putting more work and stuff into it, so you would bump it up? But would potential buyers understand that? See, Diane, you're contradicting and thinking way too much. And I will be glad when these are done. Really glad. And yeah, I would do it again. I don't know if I already said that, but I would not do 4 at once. And this might be in a project you want to keep a wet one nearby, which of course I didn't think of. So you get gluey. Yeah, and I think because of this, I'm going to fall behind in my Bustober creations. I've got, at least, what was it? Here, I got my cheat sheet over here. I think like 3 more I definitely wanted to do. Alright, so that's kind of fun. It's just pieced. You can see that. And it's all different, Hanpaji, but I like that. Alright, this one can stay. Well, maybe I want to cover this up. It's a special phone numbers. I don't know that we want that in a journal. Oh, that's kind of cute. It matches. Okay. It's a border strip off of scrapbook paper. I don't know what one. Dear Lizzie is the brand. And yes, maybe you could put fabric over that too. I don't know. But as long as I thought of this or saw this. It's nice. You almost don't know that was added. Okay. Well, I don't know that we have a big need for old calendars there. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, see, you end up going, I don't know, what haven't I used yet? I don't think that matches. Ugh, yuck. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I guess it was in my construction paper stash, but it's heavier than construction papers. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. No, that doesn't really match either. What else is going on here? Oh, I kind of like that. Alright, I think I'll do that and I'll leave that for the new owner can worry about that. Anyway, did I finish my thought? I don't know. I'm not sure if I will do all these pages for this one on camera because it does take a while. And I suppose by now you have the general idea, right? And if you were doing a themed journal, which these are not, maybe you could add bigger, just say it's a garden theme. If you have bigger, magazine images of flowers or something like that, you could put that in. This is the part of an owner's manual thing too. Is it a washer? Yeah, it's a washer. Because when I got a new one, oh gosh, was it last year? I think it was last year. And I was getting rid of the old one, information. Being a junk journal maker, you go, you know what? I should save that and put it in a journal. So I saved it and put it in a journal. Yeah, actually, that washer, what was it? A Frigidaire? I think it was. Well, I'm pretty sure it was. But I worked that thing like a horse, and it lasted about 20 years. But I don't think I ever had it repaired or anything. So there's your little testimonial for a Frigidaire washer. And of course I have no idea how they make them today. Okay, well, I put this over here. That's a Tim Holtz wallpaper scrap. And she had another couple pieces of that. Where'd they get to? Alright, do you guys do this too? You just got a pile of stuff, and as you're rummaging, it gets all mixed up, and I don't know what's going on, and that's crooked. Yeah. Alright, see, I'm just going to cover that like that. Cover that like that. I'm going to tune into Diane's channel. She's so articulate. Yeah, if you haven't used this Tim Holtz paper, it's pretty heavy. It has like a texture to it. What's the first? I forget now. I just opened it. I think it was the tags video I just did. Well, not just, but 3 or so videos back. I think that's the first time I used it. Okay, paper in the middle. Alright, that can stay. I guess I should do something with that. Just this area, because this is fairly blank. There's another pad here. That might work. Some of these freebie notepaper pads are pretty good quality paper. I think, anyway. Well, it's a tad short. Do we care? Oh, I think it's okay. I think I'm going to flip my blue paper over. Alright, if you're not a journal maker, but a journal owner, you know, buyer, what do you do with text pages? Or do you try not to buy journals with text pages? Or yes, you buy them with text pages because you like to glue stuff over? What? Yeah, what is it? Okay, I think I'm going to leave that. And here we have another, need something. Yeah, I think this is part of the washer business. Yeah, it is. Learn how to, you know, sort your clothes and stuff. Well, I was going to do, and the other ones, let's see, do I need a new piece of wallpaper here? I think I do. Where did I put it? Here. I've made a kind of a double pocket thing. Maybe I could do that. Well, actually no, I don't want it there. But let's pick out a paper as long as we're here. Oh, they're all pretty. Maybe the striped one because I could do it this way. But yeah, I was just thinking because this text goes pretty much to the edge. Well, yeah, I'm not going to put a pocket because I was going to have it side loading, as they say. No, not just white. See, this is just like a scrapbook paper of dirt, which I did use, why I have that, in my cactus traveler's notebooks. But I mean, do we have much of a need for dirt scrapbook paper? I don't. Oh, there's a big gust. Yeah, actually it's blowing. I've got a big window here, but it's like 3 sections. I've got one section open. And it's blowing stuff around. It's that windy. Really, Diane, that's exciting. Yes, really, it really is. Okay, do you like windy days or not? You don't like windy days. Some people really like them and some people don't. I'm sort of indifferent. I don't like windy days when it's like 1 degree out, I'll tell you that. Man, if you've never lived like in the Midwest in the winter. It's just, I've literally had tears freezing to my cheeks because your eyes are watering and it's cold and. I know, usually, last winter around here was not bad at all. It was very mild. I can live with that, but there's been some winters in my life. It's just like, why do people live here? Move, it's terrible. And I'm among them. Why do you live here? See, and if you glue all these little things to pages, you have all kinds of time for your mind to wander on these, ridiculous paths of like, why do you live here in the winter? Okay, that's kind of fun. Am I running out of paper? Here's one. Alright, well, these definitely need something. See, and I'm not even, now I'm halfway to through. If I could open it. She glued it shut. So that's just halfway. Yeah, I know, a lot of gluing. Well, I need some flip out thingies. I haven't done much of that. Or up or down, whatever direction they want to flip. That would be kind of fun. And then maybe have something on this side flip up. It's going to be too short. Got short ones here. Alright, well, we'll flip down so we go with gravity a little bit. Yeah, one of those other books, I glued one in this way, which I think is fine. But as I was gluing it down, I thought, this way might have been better, gravity speaking wise. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Boy, this has got some cool coffee dyeing on it, doesn't it? It's mine. I'm not trying to brag, but the way I do mine, I never know how they're going to turn out. That one's pretty cool. Yeah, I do have a small cross stitch thing I recently finished here for a Christmas present, and I wanted to coffee dye it. And I was thinking, I always have the coffee dye stuff left over. Maybe I should do more papers when I do that. So we're thinking about that. Definitely not a good day to do that outside today. My papers would be in the next state by now. Little tip for newbies, if you do something like this, take a paper and put it inside. It can stick down. The flap, I mean. Am I being clear? I don't know. I don't really do a whole lot of this in my personal journal. I have these open things, but I have a couple, and they're kind of fun. I don't know what that is. It's the kid in you going, just that you can open it and it's kind of secret. I don't know. But I should do that more. It is fun. And, you know, kid aside, it does just give you more space to write, so that's a plus. Yes, it was Frigidaire. You can just barely see there. It's cut off. It was. All right, now that is some, you know, text there, so I can leave it. I can washi tape it. I can gesso it, so I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. Get another paper in there. All right, and then one over it. I got more papers down here. Okay, this one. This is a fairly thick paper. I think I'm going to gesso that, just because I haven't left a page to gesso for a while yet. I'm going to gesso that. Maybe, we don't know. What have I done? I think I've used pretty much all my little stashy things here at least once. Well, I don't know, this is big. Yeah, I will say this journal is a tad bigger. The other ones I made are shorter this way. But this one had this on the back, so I didn't want to cut it off. I mean, that would look kind of dumb. So this one's a little wider. So yeah, so she saves that one for last. That's okay, just that. Maybe we'll just do white on this side. Okay. And these are just printer papers, these two. Alright, well, maybe I will just do this next page here, since it's the middle of the signature, and just leave this video like this. I mean, you get the idea. So I'm going to go gesso when I'm done with all this. 4 of them. 4 of them. Because Diane's a dope. Yeah, and I don't think, just in case you are going to do this too, I am not going to do all 4 at once. I know it's going to happen. They're going to get mixed up. Pages are going to get mixed up. So I'm just going to do one at a time. Or maybe 2. Maybe I'll do 2 at a time. That probably, I should be able to handle that. So anyway, that's probably all I'll show with these journals, because, I mean, you know, adding fabric trims and little pictures and stuff, I'm not going to bother to show that. So probably the next video after this will be flip through. Well, I shouldn't say after this, but with this journals will be flip throughs of them completed. Assuming I complete them, right? Yeah, my dog's itching to go out. Alright, well, you know what? She wants to go out. She's whining. So I'll just stop it with this. But, so, like I said, you get the idea. It's covering, yet maybe being clever, using up different papers. And it's just white. And note paper. So, okay, group. I just felt like I'd say pop on and give you the pros and cons kind of doing this. So, thank you. So anyway, thanks for joining me and have a great day out there.